Alrighty, it's time for another 6.5 Creedmoor video. My 6.5 Creedmoor, my Savage, ever since I put it in the MDT chassis, has been shooting so well. I just can't get tired of shooting it, so that's why we're doing another 6.5 Creedmoor video. Promise the next video will be something other than 6.5 Creedmoor, but that's what we're doing today. So we're going to use Winchester Staball 6.5, the Barnes 140 grain match burner, and we're switching over to Starline Small Rifle Primer Brass and the Winchester Small Rifle Primer number 41. So Barnes does not list data for Staball 6.5, but it looks like Hodgkin does have some data for 140 class bullets. They list the max somewhere up around 44 grains, so we're going to start a little bit lower than that and work our way up. We're going to use the same cartridge overall length that we used in the past with this bullet at 2.740 cartridge overall length, about 2.114 cartridge base to ogive. These shot well at that overall length, so I see no reason to change them. We're going to start out at 41.5 grains and work our way up to 43.1 grains in 0.4 of a grain increment 3-shot groups. So hopefully we can get some pretty good numbers out of this. I'm not expecting super high velocity since we are a grain or so below what is the predicted max. So their max went up to 2,800 feet per second, so maybe we'll get somewhere near that 2,700 mark. But I'm less concerned about the total velocity, and I want to see the SDs, and most importantly, the groups, and we need to fireform this Starline Brass. So let's get out on the range, and let's see them shoot. Alright, we're out here on the range. Target is at 100 yards. This is my Savage 110 Tactical, chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor, mounted in an MDT XRS chassis with an Athlon 6.5 Midas Tax optic. Lab radar is getting our velocity data. The gun is cold, it hasn't been shot today, but it is probably close to 90 degrees out, although we are here in the shade. So let's see how these shoot. We're doing 3-shot groups today. We're going to do 5 separate groups. Alright, looks like a decent group there. Looks like we had a little bit of point impact chipped with our cold bore shot, but then the other two went in the same hole. Taking a look at our velocity there, looks like the velocity was fairly consistent. We're looking at a average of 2578 with a SD of 14.0. So moving on up there, brass looks good, velocity was nice and low. Looked like a good place to start. Alrighty, looks like a nice group there as well. Point of impact if shifting down just a tad, which is fine. Let's see our velocity numbers on that one. That one we were looking at an average of 2586 with an SD of 7.2. So nothing to complain about there. Moving up to the next charge. Alright, that one looks like a sweet group there for 3 shots. Take a look at our velocity here. Alright, that one was 2613 average with the SD of 4.3. So it looks like Staball 6.5 is going to give us some fairly consistent velocity data. Now these are just 3-shot groups. Probably would want to come back through with a bigger sample size, but I'm very happy with that for right now. So moving up to the second to highest charge here. Well, looks like that last shot there kind of messed our groove up just a tad. Looks like we are starting to get just a tad bit of mirage off the barrel here. We've shot these relatively quickly. Alright, so that one was 2660 with a SD of 7.2. So, let's move on to our last group. I will check and see how hot the barrel is, because like I said, we're starting to get a little bit of mirage I can see in the optic there. Let's see here. Yeah, it's pretty warm. You wouldn't want to hold on to it, but we're going to go ahead and shoot this last one anyway. Just 3 shots. Alrighty, so looks like they all look like pretty decent groups over there. Had a couple real nice ones in the middle. Let's take a look at our velocity there on that last one. Then we'll get over there and check out the target. Alrighty, so that one was 2680 with a 3.3 SD. So SDs look good all the way across, and this is new brass. Didn't bother to prep it, just ran a sizer through the neck to make sure that they were all nice and round where some of them were dented from the package. So let's get over there. Let's check out the target. Alrighty, so we're back at the bench here, taking a look at this target. I think it's a pretty impressive target overall. That first charge at 41.5 grains shot a 0.7 inch group with that cold bore shot just a little bit higher than those other two, 2578 feet per second and a 14.0 SD. Moving on to the next group at 41.9 grains, we shot a 0.39 inch group, 2586 feet per second and a 7.2 SD. So things are looking good here. Moving on to 42.3 grains, we shot a 0.17 inch group with a 2613 feet per second average and a 4.3 SD. So best 3-shot group with the gun so far. Moving on to the next group, 42.7 grains, shot a 0.67 inch group, 2655 feet per second and a 7.2 SD. And our last group of the day at 43.1 grains shot a 0.53 inch group, 2678 feet per second and a 3.3 SD. So looking at that, out of the 5 groups there, 4 of them had a sub 10 SD and 2 of them had a sub 5 SD. So really happy with that. They are 3-shot groups, so we definitely have to test them with more rounds, but nothing to complain about here. Groups also look awesome. Biggest group at 0.7, nothing to complain about there as well. Looking at our brass, I think we could probably push up just a little bit higher. There's really no obvious signs of pressure. The primers look okay. No ejector smears. Really nothing to speak of there. We'll see what we want to do. Like I promised before, we're not going to do another 6.5 Creedmoor video, at least until we try a Grendel or a PRC video, but we'll see what happens in the next video. Staball 6.5 and the 140 grain match burner have been powders and bullets that I've seen kind of around lately, so they might be something worth working up a load with to have to take long range at some point in time. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.